All right, let's start class. Stays up. Maxo. Maxo yame. Show me. Hey. Okay. Hey. Okay. Up. Let's warm up first. 40 jumping jacks. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. All right. Anchor around. Reverse. Knee. Hip. Other side. Ankle. So today's class will be range of motion focus, reverse. So basically doing basic techniques for making sure that the executing the full length of the technique. Sometimes we've been on Zoom for a while, so sometimes you forget where your knee needs to be when you do a technique versus where it actually is. And that's, I wouldn't say the word flexibility, but sometimes when you move too fast, you don't get to the full range of motion. Therefore, it's a shorter stroke and then possibly less power. So we'll make sure that the full technique is executed. Shoulders. Reverse. Arms. Reverse. Crossing. Palms up. Over your shoulders. And twisting. Bend your left knee, both feet flat, deep stance. Lower, try to push your hip to the floor. That is a stretch. Ankle over, hands up, hip down. Hands to floor. And lean back, pull your shoulders back. Other side, both feet flat, deep stance. Ankle over, hands up, hip down. Hands on the floor. And shoulders back. Stand up, head up now. Left to right. Ear to shoulder. And around. Reverse. And shake it out. Turn around, straighten your gi. All right, twist. Okay, so let's warm up with techniques from Zentai. Make sure your knees are loose enough so that your hips can move. So we're not going to keep our hips static this one. We'll move our hips just a little bit. So just warm up, left hand out, just chokazuki, punching Shotokan. Half speed, itch, knee, some, shi, go, look, teach, hach, Q, Ju, Jodan, itch, knee, some, shi, go, look, teach, hach, Q, Ju. Okay. Ayute, rising block, itch, knee, some, shi, go, look, teach, hach, Q, Ju, Geran Barai, down block, itch, knee, some, shi, go, look, teach, hach, Q, Ju, Shotokan, middle block, itch, knee, some, shi, go, look, teach, hach, Q, Ju, Uchuke, inside outside block, itch, knee, some, shi, go, look, teach, hach, Q, Ju. Okay, in place, feet together, Maigari. Ready? Itch, right foot, knee, some, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, Q, Ju. Relax, check it out. Okay, so those are the basic techniques you're working on today. So let's add a few more techniques to Shizentai. So from here, 3 moves, 1 count. So left hand out first. So first move, punching Jodan Kazamiguki, itch. With the same hand, the right hand, Shotokan. So a very short block to bring in. And this one, turn your shoulders. Good. And then with the same hand, Iriken. Okay, so other hand, Jodan, itch, knee, some, itch, knee, some, itch, knee, some, itch, knee, some. Okay, 1 count, all 3 techniques, same speed. Itch, knee, some, Shi. Go. Roku. Shichi. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. Yame. So you want to keep your knees and hips loose for this. So the first technique, full body. Second technique, turn your shoulders. And the third technique, you're trying to get whatever amount of shoulder turn you can get for the Uriken. So continually cranking down in from full body to half body, almost to Yoko at the very last moment of Uriken. Okay. Obviously, whatever extent your knees allow, don't try to keep your toes always pointed forward. You may have to twist your toes. Don't hurt your knees. Okay. So again, small, subtle, cranking tighter and tighter. Okay. So next one, rather than just going in one direction, let's go both directions. So left hand out. First one, right hand, uchuka, inside outside block. Ich. Okay, so really turn your body here. Next one, Kazamizuki, same hand. And then Yakuzuki, other hand. Okay. Now, from here, same hand. Your hand is currently out. Uchuka, ich. Kazami, ni. Yakuzuki, sam. Okay. Remember, crank, crank, twist. Ich. Ni. Sam. Okay. Now let's change the cadence a little bit. So ich, ni, sam. Okay, so the two punches are in quick succession. Ich, ni, sam. Yep. Ich, ni, sam. Okay, 2 counts. Ich, ni. Ich, ni. Make sure when you're doing the uchuke, really cranking your body. Remember, punches coming, turning your arms not going to block it. Turn your body is needed to put that weight into the arm. I feel like you're drilling into the floor a little bit. Ready? Sam. Shigo. Look. Two touch. Two. Juich. Ni. Samshi. Okay. This time, 1 count. Little bit of pause and 2 techniques. Okay. So don't rush the block. Make sure the block sticks. Okay. Ready? Left hand out. Ich. Knee. When you twist, don't come up, think down. So my left heel here doesn't come up, think down. Push your weight into the floor. Some. Good. Shi. Go. Look. Sich. Hutch. Q. Q. Okay, so we did slowly cranking your body in one direction. We did crank and then twist the other direction. So let's switch each time this time. So this one, a little more basic. You've probably done this before. So left hand out. Okay. Right hand rising. Aigurete. Ich. Okay, so almost half body. You know, obviously you can't turn your shoulders too much. Second one, Yakuzuki, your left hand, knee. Now right hand, get him by. Sam. So make sure it twists opposite direction each time. Left hand blocking this time. Ich. Knee. Sam. Other side. Ich. Knee. Sam. Okay. All 3, 1 count. Same speed. Ich. Okay. Blocking same hand both times, punching the same hand. Okay. Right hand blocking. Ich. Good. Knee, left hand. So you're alternating your blocking hand between sets. Right hand blocking. Sam. Left hand blocking. Chi. Right hand. Go. Roku. Sichi. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. Okay, this time holding. Actually, that was holding one count. Yame. Okay, so first technique we did, slowly cranking your torso. Second one, crank in one direction, then crank a little more and swap the other direction. The third one, just constantly turn your hip back and forth. Okay. So I say hips, but in this case, your shoulders are probably doing the most amount of turning because you're doing a blocking technique, and you can't block with your hand in front like this. You have to really turn your torso, because this block would be useless. This block hides my body from incoming attack. So you will move your hips if your shoulders are moving already. So let's do this from stance. So left leg forward, Mike. Okay, so let's do the first one in place, and then we'll traverse with it. So actually, let's do the last one we just did in place. That'd be a little easier. So in place, left hand, lead hand, Agutai Ich. Okay, you can really turn now. Yakuzuki ni. Gerambai Sam. Okay, now step in. Right hand blocking this time. Ich. Ni. Sam. Okay, your left foot will not move this entire drill. Now step back. Ich. Ni. Sam. In. Ich. Ni. Sam. Back. Ich. Ni. Sam. Okay. One count, one direction, all three techniques. Ich. Make sure you move those hips and torso. Knee. Sam. Chi. Go. Roku. Sichi. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. Switch feet. Okay, in place, right hand blocking first. 3 counts. Ich. Knee. Sam. Stepping in. Ich. Knee. Sam. Going back and forth. 1 count, 1 direction. All 3 techniques. Ich. Knee. Sam. Chi. Go. Look. Sich. Hutch. Q. Ju. Yama. No, relax. Okay, so that one, Hamni, Maya, Hamni. So turning it back each time. Let's go back to the first one, which was continuing cranking your body in one direction, where we did Kazami, Sotoke, Uriken, except we do it from stance. So let's go left leg forward, come on. Okay. So left hand, one hand will do all the techniques. So whatever leg's forward, that's the hand that's moving. Okay, let's do 3 counts. First count, Kazami, Ich. Okay. Same hand, really crank your torso. Sotoke, knee. Okay, now almost like you're turning Yoko for a moment. Uriken, Sam. Okay. Yeah, really pushing. Okay, Now stepping in, Kazami. And when I say stepping Kazami, I don't mean stepping Orizuki, where your chest is straight, my shoulders are straight to the camera. I mean stepping Kazami, or my shoulders and hips are in a line. So this is not your normal Orizuki where you step in, your body's straight. This is Kazamizuki where you're overreaching. Okay, the intent is to have your body at 45. Okay. Okay, so stepping in right hand, Kazami, Garrett, Kazamizuki, stepping in deep. Okay, ready? Ich. Okay. Shotokan, ni. Uriken, sam. Okay, stepping back, left hand. Ich. Soto, ni. Sam. Feel like you're cranking your hip each time. In, ich. Ni. Sam. One direction, one count, all three techniques. Same speed. Don't rush it. Make sure you have the full range of motion in your hips and shoulders. Ich. Ni. Sam. Shi. Go. Boku. Shichi. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. Namae. So other side, right leg forward. So this was a little more obvious when we were Shinzentai and we could really turn our hips. This one, it's real subtle how much your hip turns. It's very, very small. If my belt doesn't shake, I'm not doing it. So it's gonna be very minute. So it's not as big as these movements where you use the belt really changing 45 degrees. It's really, really subtle, very subtle, okay? So really like a cranking down, cranking your hip each time. Okay, right leg forward. So 3 counts, one hand does all 3 counts. So right hand first, Kazamizuki, ich. Shotokan, ni. Uriken, sam. Okay. Stepping in, left hand, ich. Ni. Sam. Stepping back, ich. Ni. Sam. Okay. One count, all 3 moves, each direction. Ich. Ni. Sam. Shi. Go. Boku. Shichi. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. Namae. All right. Okay. So the third one, this one's going to be actually more pronounced in this way. So let's start left leg forward, Mike. Okay, so for this one, we're going to start left hand forward. Okay, so the first thing you do, that left hand, uchuke. Okay, then do Kazamizuki, then Yakuzuki. Okay, so now we're going to step in, your right hand's out, and you do uchuke with that same hand. So you can really turn your torso from here, full body, my shoulders are in line, to half body. So just look from here. My arm doesn't move as much as my shoulder does. Okay, so if you notice my fist is not near this red line. It's almost, doesn't change a whole lot of distance, but my torso does. Okay, so feel like you just punch someone and you're grabbing it up and stepping in. Okay, obviously you want to drift your hand aside, but feel like you're really grabbing and torquing them because you're about to punch them in the face twice, the face and a half. Okay. So left leg forward. Okay, 3 counts. left hand out, Kazami. Okay. Ich, knee, stop. Now stepping in, right hand blocking. Ich, knee, stop. Stepping back, left hand blocking. Ich, knee, stop. Okay, 2 punches, 1 count. The last 2 punches in 1 count. Okay. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. 3 moves, 1 direction, 1 count. Okay, same rhythm. Ich, knee. Some. She. Go. Look. Go yank that hip each time. Sich. Touch. You. You. Other side, right leg forward. So right hand out. Okay. So first hand, uchuke, same hand. Ich. Okay. Kazamizuki, yakuzuki. Knee. Stepping in, left hand blocking. Ich. Knee. Stepping back, right hand blocking. Ich. Knee. If you need, I'm not doing it just because I'm trying to slow things down. When you step in and block, feel free to cross your hands so that when your left hand blocks, your draw hand pulls your torso back. Okay. Ideally, I'm just moving my torso without my draw hand, but feel free, use that arm motion to turn the torso. So I'm going to do it now going forward. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. 3 moves, 1 direction, 1 count. Ready? Ich, knee. Some. She. Go. Look. Sich. Touch. Q. You. All right, relax. Okay. So next one, when we did it from standing, I go to yakuzuki gerambarai. Didn't really, didn't make sense to move your shoulders a whole lot as much as uchuke or sotoke, where you clearly need to get in a line. So this one, you don't feel the need to move your hips. When we do this, we definitely must move your hips. In fact, this is going to be one, when you do it from stance, you're moving the hips the most compared to the last 2. So make sure half body, full body, half body. Okay, so each time, front hand agute, back hand yakuzuki, front hand gerambarai. That belt is moving each time, large range of motion. Okay. So this is our normal hip training. So let's start left hand forward. So in place first, left hand blocking, then stepping in. Right? Left hand, agute, ich, yakuzuki knee, gerambarai san. Stepping in, agute, ich, knee, san. Stepping back, left hand, agute, ich, knee, san. Okay. All three moves, one direction, same rhythm. Make sure the belt is swinging every single time. Large motion. Itch, knee, some, she, go, hoku, shichi, hachi. All range of motion. Kyu, ju. Other side, right leg forward. So it doesn't necessarily happen this way, but when you do hamni, feel like you're pointing your belt perpendicular to the wall. Obviously, you don't want to cave your knee in, so the analogy doesn't work perfectly. But feel like you're trying to throw your belt not so it does point to the wall, and your belt will just slide around you. So that's not going to happen, but feel like you're trying to yank your belt and swivel it around your gi. Okay, so right hand first, agute. 3 moves, 3 counts, then step in on the 4th count. Ich, agute, yakuzuki ni, gerambai sham. Stepping in, agute, ich, yakuzuki ni, gerambai sham. Okay, going back, ich, ni, sam. Ich, ni, sam. 3 moves, 1 direction, 1 count. Same rhythm. Ich, not worried about speed, I'm worried about form. Ni, sam, shi, go, hoku, shichi, hachi, kyu, ju, yama. All right. Take a quick break. Turn my heat down. So Lynn and JD, you don't have your camera on, so not sure how great or how poorly you're doing. So if you want feedback, please turn your camera on. Okay, let's resume.
So doing great. Sorry, I can't put my camera because I hurt my knee and I'm not in my gi. Sorry, but I'm following. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Don't. Okay. So normally I would say don't practice with a hurt knee because I know from experience that just makes things worse over time. But as long as you're taking real small range of motion, then we're okay. Don't make it worse before it gets better. Okay. So next one, let's move the feet a little bit for this one. I want you to have the same feeling of yanking your hips and shoulders around. Okay. So let's start from left leg forward, get him back. Come on. Okay, so I'm going to put my foot on this blue line. My left foot, particularly my left foot, does not leave this blue line. Only my right foot shuffling around. Okay, so stepping in, shuto uchi kokotsudachi. Ich. I need to get back a little bit. Okay. Now, right foot moves, left hand yakuzuki, knee. Oh, your front foot moves. So from here, the front foot steps aside and your left hand comes out of hiding. Okay. Now stepping back, left hand shutoke, but make sure you yank your hip. So same hand that just punched is now going to be blocking again. Ich. Now again, right hand moves and right hand punches. Knee. Good. Going forward. Ich. Knee. Ich. Knee. Ich. knee, itch, knee. One direction, one count. So after you land Shotokan, immediately turn Yakuzuki and shift your foot. Feel like your hip is doing your work, not your feet. So your hip should be the one yanking your leg. Ready? Itch, knee, thumb, chi, go, look, sich, hach, chu, ju, yama. Let's do other side. So I'm going to do perpendicular so you can see my hip shifting forward and backward. Okay. So the idea, once again, going back to left leg forward. When I step in, Shotokan, this is not what I'm doing. The idea is I'm going to punch and lift my weight off my front leg. And my foot's going to move. So by the time, obviously that's my hands too fast, but by the time my hip comes around and my punch lands, my foot is already in front still. So don't think step, punch, think punch to step. Okay. So you can timing's gonna be a little bit off for the first few times, but eventually your foot will catch your hands. You got a shorter distance to move. Same thing going back here. Not 1, 2, but I'm gonna try to yank my hip off the stance. My foot's gonna come with it. So, but they're gonna land at the same time. So again, using your torso, not only to move your hands, but your legs will come with it. I'm gonna go sideways from here. Notice some small differences in weight shifting. So now let's do right leg forward. So right leg Shotokan Kutsachi, itch. Then left hand Yakuzuki, knee. Okay. Stepping in with your left foot, itch. Knee. Let me line up on this so you can see my foot roll to this line. Actually, let's see if I go back. Itch. Good, you can still see me. Knee. Itch. Knee. Itch. Knee. Okay. 2 moves, 1 direction, 1 count. Itch. Knee. Ooh. Thumb. Shi. Go. Roku. Shichi. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. Come on. So your torso is shifting, your stance will catch up. So when you're moving in place, it's not your legs that move around, it's your torso that moves your leg. When you're moving, traversing, yeah, at that point in time, yes, your legs demonstrably move, but you still want to initiate with the hips. Which brings us to our next drill for kicking. So I'd be remiss if I did not work on range of motion for my gear. So let's work our way up and isolate the range of motion I'm looking for. So just from the Sokodachi, I'm going to do sideways so you can see a point of reference, just my area. Okay. So left and right. Itch. Knee. Some. Shi. Go. Roku. Shichi. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. Okay. So no issue there. There is a moment of not just up, kick, where there's a straight pull between my ear and my heel, but from here, my hip is going to extend a little bit into the opponent. That becomes a lot more obvious when you do actually lunging Maigiri. So let's try to do this with the adverse. So let's lay down on the ground. So back to the floor. Okay. So knees bent. What I want you to do is pick your right leg up and then make a straight line. Actually, let me do my other side. So I'm here, left leg up. I'm gonna make a straight line between my knee and my shoulder. So I'm basically planking between my shoulder and my knee. So in other words, I'm pushing my hip forward. Okay. So this one, just kicking with your left leg in place. Okay, but keep your hip straight. Don't let your butt sag. Keep your hip in. Ready? Itch. Knee. Some. Shi. Push your hip, push your hip. No. Roku. Shichi. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. So you feel that where you're kind of pushing your body forward, and probably your glutes are really charged right now. So when you actually finish the kick, that's the same feeling you will have when you support leg. Your glutes are really pushing yourself in. Other leg. Okay. Ready? Hip up. Itch. Knee. Some. Shi. Go. Roku. Shichi. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. Namae. Okay, now alternating each time, push up, hit, and down. Except get the feeling you're trying to throw yourself off the floor. Okay, so your gi's probably get all messed up because this is not the normal way gravity works. Your gi, you feel like each time you're not just kicking with your leg, but you're kicking with your torso. Bring yourself off the floor each time. Okay, starting with the left leg. Itch. All right. Go back down the floor each time and just spring off the floor. Right leg, knee. Some. Shi. Go. Up. Sich. Hach. Kyu. Ju. Come on. All right. Fix your D. So in this case, obviously the heel is not against the air like this, but when you're kicking, this feeling of thrusting your hip in without bringing your shoulders back. That's the hard part. When we had the floor, we had that support you, but when you're kicking, my head is going to stay on this blue line. So I'm kicking forward. So now let's work from standing. So from here, just as I did from Shizentai, instead of just kicking in place, I want you to kick, land in front stance. So the idea is you're trying to reach as far as you can, not kick, then come down, land. But the idea is by the time you kick, your back leg should be where your front stance would be. So really stretch out that back leg and kick as far as you can without leaving your heel from the ground. So don't do this. So keep your heel to the floor and land. Okay, so make a, this is Kazami from Shizentai. Okay, so I do sideways so you can see, make sure pushing your hip in. Okay. Each time, right leg, then come back, left leg. Okay. We'll start with left leg kicking first. Ready? Itch. If you kick, you should almost be the same height as Maigiri. Same height as Senkutsudachi. Knee. Some. Go forward the entire time. Shi. Go. Stretch. Look. Teach. Hach. Two. Two. Okay. So feel like you're catching yourself. You're kicking out, you're gonna catch yourself with a foot. So not kick, then lowering yourself. Which brings us to the one kick we all hate, Fronzen Kutsudachi, Mashi Maigiri, then back down. So minimize this movement. So as much as I can, I want to stay in front of the blue line without having a terrible kick. This is what I do not want to do. I do not want to stand up, kick, then come back down. That defeats the entire purpose of the drill. So from here, push it. Okay. So obviously, which means don't go up. So ideally, my head stays below this orange line. I do not do this. So stay low, push in. Okay. So let's go right leg first, just because everyone's right leg forward so far. Okay. So Kazami Maigiri, snap out in. Okay. Try to catch yourself. Ready? Itch. Knee. Some. Chi. Go. Okay. After kick, add Yakusuki. Look. Sit. Land with Yakusuki. Hach. Q. Q. Other side. It should not be your front leg. Well, it should not be your kicking leg that's sore. It should be your supporting leg that's sore, because you're trying to keep your weight forward, and that momentary upward push while you kick before gravity takes in and starts pulling you down out of your stance, which doesn't exist because you have one leg kicking. So again, snap out that front leg. Kazami Maigiri. Itch. Right down. No Yakuzuki first few. Knee. Right down. Push in, not back. Some. Chi. Go. Okay, try to push in. Yakuzuki as you land. Roku. Shichi. Hachi. Q. Q. Now, this drill is extremely obvious from Kazami Maigiri. It does apply to Maigiri. So when we teach Maigiri, we teach in 2 steps, lunging Maigiri. 1, weight up and down, 2, 3. Okay. In this case, I want step 1, where you chamber, but 2 and 3, in terms of kick, land, close together as possible. In other words, here, I stand up in the blue line, 1, Maigiri. So you see my foot, actually, let me back up a little bit. Use that red hat as a target, 1, 2. My foot's about where the red hat is. If I lunge, my foot almost landed prospectively here. So let me put something on the wall here. So as opposed to 1, 2, sorry, I'll put my foot near the end of this red line. 1, 2, kicking my red hat. I'm going to try to kick the blue line. So in there, I got an extra, that's not probably 6 to 8 inches on that kick by holding my kick into the last moment. So instead of 1, standing up and kicking them and then coming down, and then kicking them here. Pretty much when I'm done in stance. Okay, so remember, same feeling as this, kick at the very end. Okay, so let's do this. I know you don't have a camera in front of you looking yourself, but get the feeling of by the time you kick, the supporting leg should be stretched out. Not easy, stretched out. Okay, so kick at the very last moment. Okay. Okay. 1 count. Itch. Okay. Push your leg in. Knee. Thumb. Good. Shoe. Maybe kick fast, you have to hikiashi fast, because otherwise you're not going to catch the foot on the ground. Shi. Go. Roku. Suchi. Hachi. Q. Oh, that one's short. Q. There we go. Other leg. Okay, again, if I stand up and kick, I get the red hat at most. I lunge, I just get the blue line. Okay. So we're really reaching for that kick. It's still strong as long as you have your back leg pressing into it. Okay. Ready? One count. Lunge. Itch. Knee. Some. She. Go. I'm cheating by moving forward. Rock. Shichi. Hachi. Q. Q. Yame. All right. Stretch your knees out. Hips. Torso. Arms. Relax. So again, today was range of motion, where we did drills like Kazami, Soto. You can really slowly twisting your torso as well as Age, Yaku, Giramai, back and forth. But also lateral hip motion, we're pressing for the Maigiri. So this Maigiri is great leg mechanics, but if you were to hit something, likely you're going to fall backward because of Newton's third. If you hit something sturdy, it's going to bounce back into your leg. But this right here, if I hit something, like a bounce, if I'm actually pressing in my leg, then I'm anchored against them. I'm buttressed against them. Okay? That's where you want to be when you kick someone. You certainly don't want to be here, where your weight's behind your ankles. That's very common when people do this. No. Push your hip into the kick. Yeah. So obviously don't let your hips leave you, but push your weight into the kicks. It's not just the leg, it's the entire torso. Just like in punching, it's not just the arm, it's the entire torso hitting. All right, let's finish cross. Sit up. Bakso. Bakso yame. Dojo-kun. Seek perfection of character. Be faithful. Endeavor. Respect others. Refrain from violent behavior. Show me. Hey. Akane.